The Elgin-Grabo Valley at sunrise, a spectacular sight. The start of Stage 2 of the FNB Wines2Whales Shiraz was brought forward an hour to accommodate the viewing later in the morning of the Rugby World Cup final. Before then though, the field had 64 kilometres and 1400 metres of climbing to deal with. Pyga, Eurosteel and DSV were up for the fight up front with the yellow jerseys on the shoulders of Wessel Botha and Matt Beers of NAD Pro MTB. Just a second separated these three teams after Stage 1. The day is known as Play Day as they explore the myriad of single-track trails in and around Oak Valley, Paul, Cluver, Tandy and Lebanon areas. Beers, fresh from a 3-month stint with the World Tour road team UAE Emirates, was oozing class and power, and as soon as the road tilted upwards, he applied the pressure. And that set the tone for the stage. Beers dictating matters on the front with a ferocious pace. Botha hugging his wheel, Haynes, Base, Dutoy and Bierkus all in a line behind. France Carson HB Krier in 4th place with Pyga's Peter Dutoy on their wheel after teammate Philemon Sabona retired in the first few kilometres. The impressive young Jaguar Power Products pair of JP Lloyd and Keegan Bontequin in 4th overnight were working hard to stay in 5th. NAD Pro meanwhile were working on a plan, and Beers' wicked tempo prevented anyone else from controlling the race. Bierkus needing to dig deep to stay in contact. The hard-working Devon Bosch pair were not able to make inroads into the 70-second gap to the lead group. Play Day is all about the trails, and they're linked by a multitude of well-crafted hand-built bridges like Witklippies, which took the riders into the shadow of the mighty Groenlandberg. The status quo in the lead group remained as they snaked through the forested tunnel trails. Gert Haynes of DSV tried to match Beers on a steep vineyard climb, but he couldn't loosen the vice-like grip the lanky NAD Pro rider had on the front. And it was no different on the descents. They were in a class of their own. On the short, sharp climb before the third water point, the split happened. Base and Bierkus of Pyga Eurosteel lost contact in the face of the fearsome attack. And it wasn't long before the DSV pair of Haynes and Dutoy feeling the heat from the NAD Pro afterburners. Young Wessel Botha held onto his partner's wheel with impressive tenacity. The elastic had snapped to Haynes and Dutoy, the national marathon champion. The game was up also for Base as he looked over his shoulder for a fatigued friend and partner Bierkus. Matt Beers and Wessel Botha of NAD Pro crossed the line in 2 hours and 27 minutes to take the stage win. 93 seconds later, Gert Haynes and Arne Dutoy rolled in to take 2nd place. And just under 4 minutes behind the winners were Pyga Eurosteel's Philip Base and Matthijs Bierkus.
The conditions a lot, it's better, it's more, I would say, consistent. Obviously I did some big races in Europe with UAE, we're doing 6-hour days, all the time, 250 Ks, so I think it just really built that endurance, and obviously I was the trainee, so they just slapped me on the front, and I just died for 5 hours every day. So, thanks to them, I got some good pace in my legs, and it's clearly working.
The clear skies, sunshine and dry trails ensured that the rest of the 1,000-odd riders got to enjoy Play Day at its very best. Sections like Fissy's Magic, JK's Edge, Sounds of Silence and the superb Serpents, Cobra, Mamba and Pofara, which was rebuilt after February's fires, are legendary, and they delivered barrows full of fun for all the riders. Lebanon's trails were an absolute blast, and the Kromko Prairie Play Park sent them into the final few kilometres with broad smiles. The early finish allowed the majority of the riders to get into the chill zone to be part of an historic South African sporting day and share in the delight as they cheered and roared the Springboks to victory over England in the Rugby World Cup final.